What's going on there, guys? We back with another one. Want to talk about Gilbert Arenas calling out Rashad McCants for putting on the mask during the Stephen A. Smith interview, that has gone viral where he talked about LeBron, Jalen Brown, and other things that has been in the news cycle over you could even say over the last year or so because the Jalen Brown thing is kind of old now, but he had him on this podcast recently, but more recent than that, obviously the LeBron confrontation at the game. Um, he talked about a lot of topics, right? But Rashad and Stephen A had a beef in the media about Kobe Bryant and the way that he's been talked about. And I want to kind of give you guys a refresher on what it was supposed to be when those guys met up on Gil's Arena. Let's check it.
When I hear Stephen A going off on these rants about how Kobe Bryant is not this and not that, you didn't have that energy when he was here. Where was that energy when he was alive? And stop bringing this man who passed to extend your narrative.
Yeah.
Why would Kobe be in the conversation for you to kill him off so LeBron can live higher than him?
Right.
It don't make no fucking sense. Let the man rest. Let's keep him wherever everyone has him.
Then after that, they had another beef over the whole Jalen Brown thing. Remember, Jalen Brown didn't make Team USA. They elected three other Celtics to be on the team over him. And most namely Derek White, because he wasn't even a part of the USA team. And so when Kawhi went home, they chose him over him. And so this is what Stephen A. Smith's response to Rashad McCants was when he called him out about that.
Love you, Gil. Appreciate the text, bro. Appreciate the brilliance. Appreciate the success of your podcast. Keep doing what you're doing. And I don't mind disagreeing at all. I took no offense whatsoever to what Gilbert Arenas has had to say. Zero. I get what his point is. He has his, I have mine. Rashad McCants, yeah, we'll talk, bro. I can't wait. I can't wait for that conversation. I can't wait. I got a busy schedule. But I swear, the second I get an invite, the second I have time, we going to have those conversations. You want real talk? Gil's Arena ain't the only place to get it. It's always been right here, too. Ain't going nowhere.
Hi, I'm Larry. Since you want the invitation, I think we all accept it. So, what I'm gonna ask you, I wanna ask you to come and put your fucking legs in the fucking bag. Come put your fucking legs in here, Steven. Head first, okay? We're gonna go head first. Come put your fucking body in here too.
Not the body, Sean, not the body.
Put your fucking body in here too, nigga. Yeah, I said it. Nigga. Invitation accepted. I'm Larry.
Now, I'll say this. That set up for a good debate. People were wanting to tune in because of the topics that were at hand, how big and large Gil's Arenas podcast has become, and how often they're immersed in the culture, right? They talk about topics every day. You'll see them going live. Stephen A. Smith is on the airwaves all the time, on his podcast a few times a week. So, it's fresh in people's minds all the time what those individuals have to say. Gil took issue with Rashad putting on the mask because he wanted him to look a man in the eye, without all of that, hiding his facial expressions and everything, and really just talking to him about some bones he had to pick with him. Some could argue, though, that Rashad's mask has, I don't know, it adds to his character, right? He's been all these characters on the podcast. He's had crowns, he's had all types of stuff. and that's just kind of become his identity. If you see him there without it all the time, you may even have some fans is into that kind of stuff, the entertainment part of it. So, um, but let's just get into what Gil had to say, guys, before I do my reaction speak.
The one thing I wanted to tell him before, but I didn't want to get him. I still wanted him to be. The one thing I would say is, do not put the mask on. That was the one. Like, this ain't us. This is like, look at it like this is your first audition in the NBA. Right?
Nobody's gonna ever take him serious. You're the only person to take him serious.
No, but what I'm saying is, think about the concept. What I'm saying, right? How many people get to be in the same room with Stephen A. Smith, right? Kenyon got the memo. Kenyon looked the part, right?
Kenyon's a man, though. Kenyon's
Kenyon
like
understands that part.
What'd you wear, Josiah? What you had on?
Just Gilbert Arenas sweatshirt. I'm Miko's, simple
You
man
always
shorts,
got your hoodie
shorts
on.
and a
Gil, what you
sweatshirt.
had on?
I'm
Yeah,
looking
what
at
you have on?
me.
Because I saw you when you came in after you did first take. You looked like
Yeah,
you
I
you
wore
looked like the crime McGruff dog when you came in.
I wore a sponsorship shirt. I got
Okay.
Stephen A. Smith here. 800, 900,000 people going to watch this shit. Hey.
You look right.
You see, I got our logo.
What did McCants have on?
Yeah, he dressed nice. It was just the man. Like, I'm like, you don't want to sit here and do the antics because the antics take away you and Stephen A. Smith having a real professional conversation for other people to see you at the next level.
He's a joke. That's
like
why.
it was just one of those things. And soon he put it on. I'm like, no, not the mask. Like
you should have told him beforehand not to wear the goddamn mask.
You know me, I don't like to tell somebody how to feel comfortable. I wanted to hide it.
You gotta be you.
Because it's like meeting Elon Musk.
No way, that's the mask.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't let him wear that.
Hey, I ain't gonna. I like the mask. I ain't even gonna front.
No,
I think we got the mask in moderation. We got to moderate the mask. I'm rolling. I'm rolling.
Listen, it's not about the mask.
It's the moment.
It's about who are you in front of. You're in the front of the top of the food chain.
Yes.
You don't want him to look at you, and you're having a conversation. He's looking at a mask.
Yes.
And whatever you're saying, he's like it's basically irrelevant at that point. You're trying to have a real conversation. The last thing you want is an antic involved, right? When the clips go out, you don't want people to lose the message of what you're saying because of the clip. Josiah said it perfectly. He was making great points until he put the mask on. Once he put the mask on, you didn't hear anything else.
So, yeah, man, this is interesting because Rashad, on one hand, that mask is used in a lot of the thumbnails. Is a good clickbait, when you see it. Obviously, when you see Rashad doing these antics, and he's not new to the antics, but I think what Gil is speaking to when you're looking to expand your horizons, when you're looking to um, go on other platforms and maybe even expand past Gil's arena, you want to be taken serious as an analyst or whatever field you choose in the podcast space. You want to be taken serious, not someone who they're looking for with the antics. Like if you don't have the antics, they not taking you as serious or they not even, tuning in because they're used to you pulling something like that off and not the content that comes out of your mouth. Because sometimes Rashad, sometimes he say something make you go, what? But sometimes he says the unpopular thing that you really got to think about. And he has his own way of conveying it and perspective, but you kind of agree with it. Um, but he's saying sometimes they can get diluted when you have like a Stephen A. Smith on the show or when they're bringing in these big guests, because now the platform has grown so much, it is a space where you're probably going to see a lot of the top people. You may eventually even get people outside of basketball, just depending on which way they continue to go with the show, right? But in the sports space, you're definitely going to get people of high notoriety to sit on that couch. So yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. But I think him and Stephen A, my issue was, and let me say this too before I continue. Rashad did speak on some of the things, and you could tell he had a serious tone. We just couldn't see his face. And I want to know in the comments, like, does that dilute what he was saying to Stephen A. Smith? The fact that he didn't have, he wasn't grilling him barefaced? Because Kenyon, like, Kenyon had some issues with Stephen A. Smith, and he came in. We could see his facial expressions at different times throughout the podcast when Stephen A. Smith was talking, but we couldn't see shots. Um, I don't know, man. Maybe I'll say this. Maybe this is something that Rashad should consider, though, um, going forward, right? Depending on who's on the show, if he's going to have the mask, or if he like when they have guests, or is he gonna be there? Especially when he's there, because he's not there every single episode, but when he's there, um, and you have a guest of high notoriety, how are you gonna present yourself in those moments? Because I think Rashad takes alone go viral enough, to where he's an important piece of the show. I know some people say he has crazy takes and he shouldn't be on the show, but I don't think so. I think Rashad McCants, the fact that people are saying that is more ratings, right? The fact that you even saying that he has crazy takes is causing more of a debate, and he consistently gets that out of people. His clips are regularly shared on social media. He provides engagement, from the podcast, and he's kind of taking a life of his own and giving Rashad McCants really and truthfully second life, in the public eye, as far as, people tuning in and hearing what he got to say, whether you like it or not, right? So, um, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. I thought that was interesting, though, and Gil won't disrespectful with it. And I think, this is something, two boys can talk about behind the scenes. Because we did see Gil, case in point, go on first take. He was on there, and Gil won't cussing and acting crazy and all that stuff. He was more professional. So I think that's his overall message. Turn it on, turn it off, know when to do each and every one so you can elevate. And this podcast has been good for some people, though. It really is pushing them into a new light, I think, in the media space. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.